We moved in November of 2017 after purchasing the property. My husband had always wanted to own more property. I always equate us to, that old book, City Mouse, Country Mouse. He's the country mouse and I was the city mouse. So I took on a huge challenge and we moved here with the goal of eventually opening a cidery or distillery. So I knew nothing about apple orchards or the number of apples there were, different types of varieties. It was kind of like jumping into the deep end of the pool. The property here, it was run historically by Mr. Greiner back in the 80s, and before that, he had a full-blown, very, very successful agritourism business where he had the hay rides and the pumpkin patch, and at one point there were 10,000 Christmas trees on the property. When we bought it, there were not 10,000 Christmas trees. There were very, very few. And some of the apple trees had to be pulled, so we had a lot of renovating to do and refurbishing of the orchard and the Christmas trees. So we started to put a plan together. What are we gonna do first? We knew eventually we wanted to do a cidery distillery, but we have so much work to do first. And I think the first thing we did was start with the Christmas trees because they take longer to grow. So we planted about 800 to 1,000 Christmas trees. Figured we'd plant a little bit each year, more as we grew, and identifying really what we didn't know. We knew we didn't know a lot. I started doing research. I just started reading books and getting online and going to the Extension Service, and I got to know the Extension Service agents, and then I just started reaching out for information. We had a challenge when we first moved in with a lot of the trees, all of the leaves just shriveling up and dying. I said, hey, I don't know what's going on. It's pretty distinct. Half my orchard is dead and dying. I don't know what it is. They came out.
Being a new orchard, she reached out when they got started, and we went over some things about her goals with the business. We got her on my local mail list, which keeps her up to date on local programs that we might have. She alluded that she keeps in touch with some of the things that we might put out that are timely, as far as like weed management or even things like our IPM programs. She's sought a pesticide license, so she seeks continuing education credit to keep up that license. And sometimes when she just has specific questions, she doesn't really hesitate to reach out. She planted all these trees and then she called me in a panic. She's like, we planted about 800 new trees and we didn't realize it was a cicada year. So we got her some recommendations on sprays if that's the route she decided to go, but more, we got her the recommendation on like how to protect the trees too to minimize the damage, just to really impact their bottom line.
I would love to see this place as a spot where people who live in the Panhandle could come and just relax, sit by the fire pit, have s'mores, taste some cider or some bourbon, gin, apple brandy, blackberry brandy that we'll be making here on site from products that are grown on site, where groups can come and have an event if they like. And then tourists can come and actually see what it's like to be in West Virginia. It's beautiful and it's peaceful, and those are the two words that everybody says as soon as they get out of their car. They stand up and they look around and they say, wow, this is so beautiful, it's so peaceful. That's what I'm hoping for.